Today in the news, the Ministry of Defense of Russia stated the destruction of up to 150 fighters of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Zaporozhye region. American basketball player Greener, who was on trial in Russia for drug smuggling, once again pleaded guilty and said she did not want to violate Russian laws. China fires DF-15 hypersonic missiles at Taiwan. This and other news too. This hour. The Russian aerospace forces with high-precision strikes hit the areas of accumulation of manpower and weapons of the enemy in the Zaporozhye region. Up to 150 soldiers and officers of the armed forces of Ukraine were eliminated, as well as 2 British M777 howitzers and 1 500 ammunition. The strikes destroyed 7 drones, about 350 shells for the Gradmirs and 6 MRV howitzers. The department clarifies that the points of temporary deployment of 2 artillery battalions of the 44th Artillery Brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine, as well as bases with rocket and artillery weapons located near Novovanovka in Zaporozhye were hit. Brittany Griner, an American basketball player from the Ekaterinburg, who was on trial for drug smuggling, pleaded guilty and at the same time stated that she did not want to be a political pawn. My parents taught me 2 very important lessons: always recognize your responsibility and always work hard. Grainer's Match TV reports. That is why I pleaded guilty to the charges against me. Know that everyone is constantly talking about the fact that I am a political pawn. But I want politics to stay outside. I want to say again that I didn't want to violate the laws of Russia and harm anyone, she said. In court, the basketball player also said that over the years of her life she had found a new home in Russia. During the 6.5 years that I have been playing in Ekaterinburg, Russia has become my second home. This is where I made real friends. I would like to apologize to my fans for the mistake I made and for the shame. I also want to apologize to my parents and sisters, as well as to my wife, she said. China fired 2 hypersonic missiles towards Taiwan a few hours ago. The forces of the People's Liberation Army of China (PLA) launched strikes with 2 DF-15 hypersonic missiles in the waters of the Taiwan Strait. The strikes were launched from distances of about 850 kilometers, and during them the missiles flew over the island, which is the first time such weapons have been used against Taiwan. According to Chinese sources, the missiles were launched at the same target from different directions. One of the missiles covered a distance of about 850 kilometers, while the second about 865 kilometers. The missiles crossed the airspace of the island of Taiwan and fell into the sea. We are talking about hypersonic missiles that develop a flight speed of up to 6 Mach. At the moment, Taipei does not comment on missile launches by the PRC. While it is noteworthy at the time of the launches the sirens in Taiwan were not turned on, this is attributed either to the fact that they did not see a serious threat on the island, or the missile launches were simply not recorded. It is noteworthy that the Chinese DF-15 hypersonic ballistic missiles are capable of carrying a nuclear warhead with a yield of up to 350 kT. However, during the current launches the nuclear warhead was not used.